Now, Thomas, going to nationals again. First off, what does that mean for you to be able to compete at the national level again?
It's big. It's really cool. It means a lot, I guess, just to know that I kind of came from well, I came from being okay in high school to being pretty good here. So it means a lot to go to the big meet.
You got on the podium there again at the MIAA meet a week ago. How much do you feel like that'll help carry things over into this meet, and then how does that translate over to this next competition?
Well, it helped to run at Pitt for conference and get a feel of the track again. So going back there for nationals should help a lot. Being on the same place.
Second place finish at the MIAA, does that give you more motivation going into this final? Like you feel like you have a chance to prove something more?
Yeah, especially since one of the guys I'll be racing I lost to at conference. So,
What goal have you set for nationals?
I'd like to make the final, and hopefully place higher than 7th I did last year.
Well, Parker, you guys are number 2 in the nation, 4x4. What's the mentality you feel like you guys need to take into this national competition?
We definitely know we have the capability to win it, so that's our mentality, is to go in there and come out with the first place trophy.
No, what does it mean to you to be able to go to this meet with this group of guys that you're taking along with you?
It means a lot because it's been about these same guys every year since our first year going, so we've kind of got a close bond going.
Does that raise your level of expectation going in, knowing how familiar and how comfortable you guys are with each other?
Oh yeah, we all know what we're capable of, and we kind of expect each other to do what we expect them to do.
Leading off again, right?
Yep.
Anything special about leading off in that race?
Nothing really special, just kind of nerve-wracking sometimes, but I can do it every time.
Okay. Nationals coming up. What do you feel like it's going to take from you guys to get on that top podium step?
I think we just kind of need to do what we've been doing. We don't need to stray from anything that's made us successful in the past. We've run on the track at the Plaza Center before. We know what it takes. I think if we all run well and run what we're capable of, and don't psych ourselves out too much, we're going to be just fine. We're going to be on the top.
Do you feel like that experience in that building, even just a couple weeks ago at the MIAA, kind of having that back-to-back, does that give you a lot more relaxed feel and lets you focus on some other things when you're getting ready to run?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's big going back there to Pittsburgh. We've run on that track in the past multiple times at MIAA championships and even at a national championship meet 2 years ago. So going back in there, it feels like a home away from home, I guess, a little bit. We've had success there. We've done well there, and we just kind of knowing the ins and out of the building even is something that I think gives us a little bit of advantage. Something as small as knowing where the bathrooms are, stuff like that can be a huge advantage. So it's nice going back there, yeah.
And just how much just is your familiarity with each other as a group, your comfort level with each other, been together for as long as you guys have, does that play into it as well?
Yeah, that's big also. We've been here. Me, Wyatt, Parker, it's our 4th year here, 4th year together, running together. Tay's been here for 3 years. It's been the same group of guys since the beginning, and just running with these guys, we know what to expect from each other. We know how to hold each other accountable, and we know how to know what makes us successful. So we're looking forward to it.
Well, Wyatt, another trip to nationals for you guys. What's got to be the mentality?
It's just another business trip. Been there, done it before. All of us have been running on this relay for 3 years now, and so it's just, like I said, it's just another business trip. Just got to go take care of business.
What level of confidence are you guys taking into this race?
I'd say we're pretty confident. We look at all the standings, and we know that we're running awesome this year. All of us are running pretty strong, and just looking how close we are to being number 1, I think it just boosts our confidence even more, makes it that much more exciting. And I truly believe all of us believe in our hearts that we can go take this if we really run our best race.
With that level of expectation, do you feel like you're kind of going in with a little bit of a target on your back, or does that just allow you to just maybe even relax a little bit more, not put too much pressure on yourselves?
We've been kind of used to having the target on our back since we started this my sophomore year, so 2 years ago. Once we started being a powerhouse in the MIAA with the 4x4, I believe we always had the target on our back. But I think that just helps keep us relaxed because like I said, we've been there, done it before. I think it just motivates us more than anything, then puts the pressure on.
For you personally, I mean, last weekend competed every day in the MIAA meet, had to do the multi, had to do this hurdles. Now you're going to go in, you're going to be the last event only. How's that? How do you get ready for that?
I mean, I'm honestly very excited for it. I know the multi and the hurdles, they drain me. Just, it's a lot of energy you got to expend. So I'm hoping that since this is the only event that I get to do at Nationals, I'm hoping that I get to run the best I've run all year and hopefully pick up my part of the relay. I know I've been kind of the weaker link all season, so I'm hoping to pick up my slack. And I know if I do that and run to the best of my ability, that, like I said, we can win this thing if all of us do it.
Sean, for you, 3 events, the 400, 200, the 4x4. First off, how much are you looking forward to this national track competition?
Oh, I can't wait. It's, like I said before, it's going to be my year. I'll still by that. So every event that I'm in, I'm looking forward to winning it.
The fact that you competed in that building just a week or so ago, does that and give you a little bit of an advantage, you guys in MIAA that got a chance to run that track and just are really familiar with your surroundings when you get in there?
Oh, yeah, of course. I know all the nicks and crannies on the track, so, I feel like I do have an advantage. I know 300-meter tracks is probably the same. A lot of them have probably ran their times on that. But, the environment, they haven't been there probably. In that building, the air might be a little different. I just feel like I have some type of advantage.
Yeah. And then just for you, especially in that 4x4, those guys you've run with outside and indoors for a couple of years now, is that to help you relax a little bit more than just having that level of comfort with those guys in big competitions?
Oh, yeah, of course. We all hold each other accountable, and we've all been here, every last one of us, so we know, what to do and what not to do, and, we know how each other run, so we know exactly what we should be able to do, come out with. So.
What memories do you have from running there in 2016 as a freshman?
I remember getting 9th in the 400, and that's most definitely not going to happen again in none of these events, so, I'm really looking forward to this weekend.
Right.
Well, nationals coming up for these 5 guys, for these the events. What kind of expectations do you have? Where do they stand?
It's all the cliches in the world. It's we look at it like we just got to go in and do the hardest thing in sports is to do what's expected of you. And we've had this conversation dozens of times that, if we'd just done what we did during the regular season at the national meet, then we'll come away where we want to be. And so that's our goal is go in there, try and keep the pressure as low as we can. We've been there before, just run our races and worry about what we have to do. And that worked for us at MIAA. So.
What stood out to you most about Taysean? And obviously he's going in 3 different events and kind of have a full plate in 2 days of action. But what's kind of jumped out at you? I know he's been with the program for a while now, but still, is anything really leap off the page?
He's a super competitor. I mean, I don't know that I've ever coached anyone as competitive as him. I mean, it's almost to a point where, you go through the spectrums of emotions, where at first you're a little reluctant. Can you do all this? I don't want to kill the kid, but then you get fired up and you're like, heck yeah, he can do all this. And sometimes it works against us, and then he gets upset and then we come back again, so he's a gunner. I mean, the guy is out of control. I mean, I had another coach I was talking with before MIAA. I said I was going to put him in all those events. And a buddy of mine says, you're not going to put him in all those. I said, oh yeah. I said he expects to do it. He would have wanted to go to the nationals in the 60-meter dash. So he's a gunner and he's fun to watch, and he is the most competitive individual I think I've ever been around.
How much does that help rub off on some of those other guys though, in pushing through and just kind of mentally overcoming maybe some minor adversities they might encounter throughout a meet or a certain event?
We kind of joke around sometimes about, who each athlete has their role. Certain athletes are our head, who is our heart, who is our back, who are our legs. Tay kind of encompasses a little bit of all that, so he can do a little bit of everything. But he gives everyone a sense of confidence, when you know that you're going to hand off to Taysean and the anchor leg, and it's easy when you have to, don't overcomplicate things. Just just keep Taysean in the fight. And if those three guys do their jobs, then we know we have a chance to win. And so I think it gives them a sense of relief. It ratchets practice intensities up a lot. But oftentimes I've thought in my years of track and field, the best athletes are the athletes you have to hold back. And I've got to hold him back. And he brings the best out of his teammates, no doubt.
As far as Thomas is concerned, what stood out to you about his last competition, and how do you feel about him going into this weekend?
Super confident. Man, he's just he's a low key, he's a mellow dude, and he just kind of rolls with the punches. Very seldom does he show a lot of emotion, but he had a great week of workouts. Very strong showing at the MIAA. I think he's very calm. He's a veteran. He's been here before now, and so I think he's actually hitting stride probably perfectly, I hope. But I'm super confident in him. He had a great conference meet, and I think that he's kind of riding that momentum into nationals.
What kind of goals do you have team-wise?
We'd like to be in the top 15. I think if we can get within the top 15, I think that says a lot about our program. We had Newkirk in cross country at the national championships. I think we get in the top 15 in national championships indoors and then carry that to outdoors. I think that puts us amongst the very best, the top tier. That's where we expect to be. We all, we kind of tongue in cheek, we don't have that full indoor track, but we feel like if we can finish ahead of some teams that do, then that goes to, what our core values are, and that's just hard work. So I think we can get in the top 15. Top 20 would be nice, but we want to be top 15.